Hi, my name is Michael Hoover with Mavi Unlimited Property Management, and today we'll be discussing how to set an appropriate pet policy for your Denver area rental property. Pets are becoming more and more desirable, it seems, for a lot of our renters, potential renters. I know if you look at some of the new construction apartment complexes that are popping up in Metro Denver, downtown in particular, a lot of the bigger shops are starting to include on-site dog parks, doggie daycare, doggie grooming. All these things are sort of becoming the norm for a lot of high-end rental product. And so I think there needs to be an understanding that pets are becoming more and more popular. You can choose to continue to say no, which might limit the amount of prospective tenants you're able to reach, or you can choose to set an appropriate policy that is going to mitigate the risk while still allowing you to have an inclusive environment that's going to hopefully attract the most amount of renters. So I know for our company, we set very, very strict guidelines with dogs in particular, saying no to any sort of aggressive breeds. Pit bulls happen to be illegal in a lot of Metro Denver anyways, but we just as a rule say no to pit bulls. Other aggressive breeds or breeds that can be construed as aggressive, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, large, more dominant breeds like that, we tend to just say no across the board in a multi-unit environment. In a single family home, I don't really have a worry with that, but in a 20 or 30 unit apartment building, maybe I don't want the guy with the Rottweiler to be living next to the single lady with the Chihuahua. It's just not the best mix, and so as a rule, we tend to stay away from aggressive breeds in multi-unit environments. The other thing that you're going to want to make sure you do is set yourself up for compensation with what really should be some level of expected pet damage. It's very rare that a tenant will have a pet for a year or 2 or 3 years in a property and you won't see any remnants of that pet whatsoever, even if it's just a little bit of cat hair that's left over in the carpets after the tenant vacates. You want to make sure that you understand there's a likelihood of some level of damage and you're doing everything you can to compensate yourself for that damage. Pet rent is the policy that we've set in place that we feel has been most advantageous to our clients. If a tenant has a base rental rate of, let's say, $2,000 a month, we'll charge them an additional rent of $50 a month per pet, so we can give that client some additional compensation. It's our way of saying there's a possibility of damage, here's some additional compensation for that. In addition, you've got the security deposit that you can look to as a source of reprieve if there is damage. And besides the flat rate security deposit, charging an additional deposit for each cat or dog makes a lot of sense as well. So again, you want to make sure that you're welcoming to pets, so you're not limiting yourself to what really has become the norm for clientele these days, but you're doing it in a way that gives you additional compensation, because anytime you let a four-legged creature in those walls, you are opening yourself up to the possibility of some level of damage. I'm Michael Hoover with Mavi Unlimited Property Management. Call us with any questions. Thanks a lot.